Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks once again for tuning in. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our first pose of our Jack Sparrow figure. We're going to have kind of put him in that a pose that we've seen quite a few times, where we're going to have him set up with both of his pistols going across his chest. And after we set up the hands, then we'll kind of have his head tilted down a little bit, and he's still going to have his eyes going forward. That's pretty much going to be the premise of this. We're really going to be focusing on adjusting the eyes in this video, in addition to all of the dynamic poses that we're going to put our Jack Sparrow character in. So we have our hands set up. Now let's go ahead and put our guns in. This is actually a really cool figure because there's just so much stuff that you can do with the body, which really gives it an opportunity to really pose it really well. So you can see we're able to get the hands right across the chest with little effort at all. It's just able to easily just move our hands across to where we can easily pose the hands. So we can properly get them in place, and then we'll go ahead and we'll adjust for the head. So just to mention before we start doing this, and I'll show you in a moment what I mean. Posing with the eyes can be a little tricky because there are some cases where Hot Toys figures will have one ball joint that will control both eyes. We've seen that at least once. I've seen that in one of the Hot Toys Batman figures. But most of the Hot Toys figures that you see, the eyes are independent. So it just makes it a little bit difficult to do. But we'll show you here how you can easily adjust the eyes so that they are facing forward or in the direction that you want. What I like to do personally when I'm posing or adjusting the eyes on a figure, I will have I'll put the head sculpt, or put the head in the direction that I want the head to face. Then the next thing I will do is I will look directly at the figure, and wherever I place the head sculpt, I'm having the eyes look directly at me. It may seem a little creepy at times when you're trying to do these figures, but it just makes things a little easier. You just have the figure facing you, and you want to look directly into the eyes of the figure as you're adjusting it, so you'll know it's looking right at you. After that, with the small little adjustments here and there, basically what you do is you'll cover one eye and make sure that that one eye is looking at you. After that, you move your finger over to the other side and you cover up the other eye. And when you finally get both eyes looking directly at you, then you'll know that it's positioned in the right spot. And you can, if you try and do it without covering up the eyes, then it'll look a little off. So basically just focus on one eye at a time. And here we have our first shot. So that he's looking directly at the camera. You have your head aimed or leaning down a little bit, and he's looking directly at you or directly at the camera. So yeah, that will be kind of our first pose, a little bit of an easy one. Our next pose, this is one we're actually going to, and this will actually work when you're aiming a figure with his gun, and you want the figure to be looking down the sights of the gun. And this works for whether you got a handgun or whether you got a rifle or whatnot. And you want to be able to, give the appearance that the figure is looking where he's firing. So we will follow basically the same tactics here. Is once you get your gun aimed in the position that you wanted, like wherever you want the figure to aim, the next thing you'll do is you will adjust the head so that it's facing in the direction that you want the figure to be facing, his head is facing, then you go for the eyes. You adjust the eyes so that it is in the direction that you want it to look. So basically what you would do in this position is actually have the gun facing you. Wherever the gun is, wherever the head is, you put the gun in that position, and then you put yourself in the position of that gun, and then you adjust the eyes from there. Like after you do that, after you put the gun in position, look past the gun, look directly at the figure, and then you will adjust the eyes from there so that basically the figure is looking directly at you, and that's how you'll know where the figure is actually looking. So again, we cover the eye, we do one eye at a time, making sure that each eye is actually facing in your direction. After you make the adjustments, everything should look good. So we'll go ahead and we'll move this guy over. So we'll adjust the, let me place the hair back on so you'll be able to see. But clearly you can see from here that both eyes are now facing in the direction that you want after you make the adjustments. Again, covering up one eye, making sure it's positioned in the right spot. And then you should be able to have your figure looking right in the direction that he is supposed to be aiming his gun. So here we have our Jack Sparrow all in the position that you want, and he is looking right down the sights, looking right at you. That's what we want. So our next and final pose is we're going to do a little bit of relax. I actually wanted to use the other head sculpt because this particular Jack Sparrow comes with two different head sculpts. There's one where he's got the serious look, and then there's one where he's got a little smirk. I've actually seen a number of people use the position where he kind of has the gun over the shoulder, and then he's looking in the direction of the camera while he has that gun, because that's one of his kind of Johnny Depp's signature looks from the show, or signature positions, where he's kind of, got the little smirk. We're gonna do something a little different with this one. We're actually gonna position him sitting on this this barrel. I got an extra barrel for the figure, and then he'll have his compass. So we'll have the position where he's looking at the compass. So we'll get it in hand. So get that in the right position. I'm doing something a little different because I know the head sculpt might be a little in the way, but now that I got everything in place, now we'll go ahead and place the head sculpt on there so that he's looking directly. And for this particular one, I just have him looking in the direction of the compass. You can do a number of different things. You can have him look at the compass, or you can have him look past it. And that's pretty much what I'm kind of doing. It's just he's, looking down at the compass. So this one makes it a little bit difficult to get in there. Sometimes the tool that Hot Toys gives you might be a little difficult to use, and sometimes it just becomes a bit of a pain. Sometimes, not gonna lie, this is just the way it is. So sometimes if you can get your finger, I use my pinky finger to get it in there sometimes, where I'll just use my finger and get in there and move each individual eye with it, because sometimes the space behind the head sculpt is big enough to where you can just use your finger and just move the thing around, or you could use the tool, whichever one is works best for you. Sometimes when you're moving with the tool, you'll adjust it, and sometimes the tool will actually get stuck in the socket behind the eye, and that just becomes a problem, because when you actually adjust it perfectly, all of a sudden you're moving the tool, and as you're moving the tool, you mess up and you end up moving the eye. So sometimes I'll just use my finger to just make the adjustments. So again, positioning your finger over each eye so that you can be able to see exactly where he's looking, and after that, you're able to get the position, or get everything in place, and it's able to work. So we'll go ahead and apply the headdress, and everything should be looking good. So that's going to do it for us for today. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we will see you in the next video.